friends. I'm Angie.
I'm Michelle.
We're Blue Heavens. In today's video, we were going to talk about Enoch and Melchizedek
and Jesus. All divine.
Yeah.
And how it interacts and how it kind of goes together.
Yeah, we're going to explain it, how these energies relate to those energies. I'm excited about this video.
I am very excited about this as well.
Yeah. So we hope you guys are excited and enjoy.
Stay tuned.
So let's talk about Enoch.
Okay.
So Cain and his sister have a baby together, and it's Enoch. So are we allowed to say where Cain came from?
Yes, this is Locaeus, and yes, he's given permission, you can say. We want humans to know these things.
And to make more sense of this.
Yeah, so they understand who we are as well, besides how we work into everything, yes.
So Cain was Loki. So Loki was Cain.
Yes, he was.
So he killed Abel.
This is Loki. He was so annoying. Come on. Well, so he tells me I have one role. Yeah. And by the way, if you wonder why you say you're never in divine light, I would like to add this. You have to accept it. I never accepted it. So you can be in it, I didn't accept it. I'm just like, maybe you'd call it atheist, I guess.
So like you're in it, but it's not working for you, it's not doing anything for you.
Well, you can tell in the Bible it never worked for me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I didn't follow divine light, which was the example they were supposed to, but it wasn't clearly explained why Cain did what he did.
Right.
Abel was in divine light. I was not in divine light. I never accepted it. And I could not handle his vibration. I couldn't handle, it was anger once again. It was anger, so yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so Cain and his sister have a baby named Enoch. And Enoch is Locaeus.
And this is Locaeus, and yes, it is me.
Yes. So Enoch was taken into the skies to become Archangel Metatron. And as Archangel Metatron, he's given and shown all the mysteries so he can come back. It said God showed his mysteries to Metatron to teach his people and prepare them for the new age or the new earth. What the crap is it?
So this is exactly what he was doing back in time. I had, and we'll get more into this in another video or a live, but how I was taken up, I did have a representative of my Platus with me.
Okay.
To make
so from the star system you're from, they were there to welcome you from here back.
Yes, the creator, it was like a mingling of, or it was kind of like a council meeting, as you might say.
Okay.
You teach our people, like teach us and we teach you, kind of thing.
Okay.
And I'm not saying other star systems are not welcome. The Platus are just closer. We are more, and they were even more involved than most of the other ones. And but I'm not downing the rest of them. But back then it was Platus, and I had a representation, and we knew that they were not ready. The Creator knew things were not going to be ready then, and he knew that. And I'm getting different things what I'm supposed to say. So if I'm pausing. They're telling me what I'm allowed to say because the secrets that were given to me are not allowed to be given. I am allowed to say, however, so if I seem hushed, gotta remember and people that are psychic will see a blue behind me, Angela, you do see him.
Yes.
That's my representation right there. Yes. And he is my representative, and the name is like that, so we won't go into the name. We'll call him Z. Call him Z. Z's behind me, letting me know what I can and cannot say under the agreement that was made then.
Right.
But what I am allowed to say is the Creator knew there was going to be, they had to have a representation that could help the humans. There will be a time, the age will come, the peaceful time will come after the Christ, after he comes. That was even a known thing. We all knew he was going to come down. It was to prepare me for him, like the harbinger, John the Baptist.
Yes.
And I'm always like the harbinger, like John the Baptist. I was not John the Baptist.
Okay.
But because Enoch was saved for different other roles in lives.
And this was the first starseed Loki talked about would be Enoch.
It was Enoch, exactly. Okay. And I was given the authority to look and see what can be taught, what cannot be taught to the humans. That is why I have specialized knowledge that most do not have, even your gurus. And I want to be careful as I say this. Gurus can pick up my energy, but each human perceives things differently. So when I channel here and you, the information is going to, as you girls are perceiving, it's going to come out differently, as if somebody else would be talking.
Right.
So the energies that you carry with me are ancient energies. You are the sisters. Both of them are the sisters. So then the bond is very close. So I am allowed to some degree, but the secrets that was given, they're just teaching me, and they're just kind of like they're limiting what I'm allowed to say. But I was taught the secrets.
So I'm going to say something about that. So
please.
I'm talking about this stuff is from the Books of Enoch, which came from the Dead Sea Scrolls, which were found in Qumran, I think in like the late 1940s, early 1950s.
We had to hide them because the humans were not ready for that information.
So this is chapter 48c, an Enoch Metatron piece. It says, I seized him, and I took him, and I appointed him. That is Enoch, the son of Jared, whose name is Metatron. And I took him from among the children of men, and made him a throne over near and beside my throne. What is the size of that throne? 70,000 parasangs, all of fire. I committed to him 70 angels symbolizing the nations of the world, and I gave him his authority, all the household above and below. And I imparted to him wisdom and intelligence more than all the other angels, and I call his name the Lesser Yah.
And that is what he's appointed me.
Yeah.
I am that.
So we've said that you are a messenger for the divine, and you sit next to the divine also. So you and Christ and are all the avatars in this like council here to help people wake up.
And this is Metatron right now.
Okay.
I just brought my aspect Metatron.
Okay.
This is Locaeus bringing in Metatron. Is it going to be a duo Locaeus Metatron?
Okay.
Because Metatron can answer these questions a little bit better than what Locaeus can.
Right.
Remember, Locaeus is an aspect.
Right.
So, and Metatron's an aspect. So the energy. So I'm gonna let Metatron through me. So, but yes, I do. I sit the council.
Okay.
You've heard of the Elohim. You've heard. Okay.
Yeah. Elohim.
Yes. And that's really not the pronunciation, the correct.
Okay.
But that's just.
Of course.
But in the, you can't. It's a vibration. It's a word of vibration. It's hard to say in the mouth. I cannot in that. But yes, and it's a council, and I was given the special knowledge because people needed protected, but I wasn't ready. The other archangels were not prepared. You have known who my father is. That part, and that is why I am the archangel. I had good, but I had I'm the only archangel with the dark hair. The rest of them have blonde hair. He kept my dark because, and the reason he wanted me to do this, Jesus is very specialized. He's very specialized on the goodness, on the energy of kindness, compassion. He needed an angel that understood darkness as well as light. The one, my father, which it brings fear upon people, which it should not bring fear upon people if you really knew the honest truth about everything. I had the darkness and the light, and what better angel to represent you that could carry the two, which is why I was chosen to do this. So because of my father.
So let's go back to Enoch. So I'm going to pull some things from this book that I thought were good wisdom, and let's just see.
Let's just go there, yes.
And the righteous one shall arise from sleep and walk in the paths of righteousness, and all his path and conversation shall be in eternal goodness and grace. So when it says, and the righteous one shall arise from sleep, is this the Shiva Loki energy that's asleep in the cave?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I thought so.
Okay. And it also, may I also say, that it also describes humans asleep, waking up to this new reality.
Yeah, that's what this is. And the righteous shall rise from their sleep, and wisdom shall arise and be given to them. So yes,
and
divine.
And this shows they both channel.
Right.
They're just showing that they both channel the divine. Yes.
Yeah.
But it's also the saying about humans are waking up to this whole new energy and understanding things a little bit differently.
And it goes against most of what we've been taught.
you've been taught control reforms, and it is not the way that they have wanted this teaching to be. No. It has been very confusing for Jesus when he walked down, and people are trying to preach the old ways, of the ways of Moses, but that wasn't the way of Moses. Moses was not God. Moses was a human as a messenger. The ways of Moses always made the divine, like, he was just a messenger for the divine. He was not himself God. When Jesus came down, people were supposed to not bow, but to understand the new way is coming, but they didn't understand it.
So this is truly amazing. So now I've got in my notes that I was going to pull things from the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ by Levi. And the first thing I have is talking about Moses, of course.
Yes,
and it says, the Master said, "These men are Moses and Elijah, who are come that you may know that heaven and earth are one, that masters there and masters here are one. The veil that separates the worlds is but an ether veil. For those who purify their hearts by faith, the veil is rolled aside, and they can see and know that death is an elusive thing."
It is. Death is just a beginning of another part of you. That's all death is. Death is not
just the end of this vehicle.
Yes.
But what's you, your essence, goes on to do its next thing.
It does its next mission that it is signed for to do. I want to make this very clear to everybody. I'm just a messenger.
Right.
I am not him. I am not him at all. I sit on the throne, but I am not him. I just am the messenger of the good news, the harbinger, that you would say, to tell you that you are all vessels of love. You're all vessels so capable of all of this, and that is why we're doing this information. We want you to read these books, because it is going to give you a truth, and to add to the Bible that you. And I know a lot of humans are asking lately, things don't make sense, and I do bless the churches. They do try, because they do. I do hear they do try, but they're so. They shut off to certain truths, like the Eastern philosophies, but that is sad because you're missing so much of Jesus. Meditation. Jesus meditated. He did yoga. He did all of these things. But I will hush, but I know...
Let's talk about that, though, that Jesus did some of these things. So, Mary's uncle, Jesus' mother's uncle, was Joseph of Arimathea. And he was a rich man. He's the one, he's mentioned a couple times in the Bible, that he's the one that gave the tomb for Jesus' body to be laid in. This man was a rich man. He had fleets of ships. He owned a tin and lead mine in England. He was part of the Roman Senate. He was part of the Jewish Sanhedrin, which he was into everything. He was well respected. While he went to sell his tin and stuff, he took Jesus and Mary and sometimes Elizabeth and John the Baptist to different places. So this is from Jesus going to India, and he studied with Brahmic masters to learn the Vedas. The Veda means knowledge, and this is old text of Hinduism, written around 1500 to 1200 BCE. So he studied this stuff with them, and some of this stuff. Let's see. Behold, a form without a spirit passes by, a body without a soul, a temple with no altar fires. He's talking about how they're worshiping idols with nothing inside of it. So he's trying to get them to see that. When man honors man, he honors God. And what man does for man, he does for God. And you must bear in mind, when man harms in thought or word or deed another man, he does a wrong to God. If you would serve the God who speaks within the heart, just serve your near of kin, and those that are no kin, the strangers at your gates, the foe who seeks to do you harm. Assist the poor and help the weak. Do harm to none, and covet not what is yours. Then with your tongue the Holy One will speak, and he will smile behind your tears, will light the countenance of joy, and fill your hearts with peace. And Jesus said, Our Father God asks not for needless waste of plant, of grain, of dove, and lamb. That which you burn on any shrine you throw away. No blessings can attend the one who takes the food from hungry mouths to be destroyed by fire. When you would offer sacrifice unto your God, just take your gift of grain or meat and lay it on the table of the poor. And from the incense will arise to heaven, which will return to you with blessedness.
That all came from... The sacrifices came from the ages of Cain, and I'm not trying to blame, but that's where all the sacrifices come from.
Okay.
The blood spilled. He was the first to spill the blood. When people do sacrifices, they do rituals. And as I said, I'm not insulting, because her best friend's a demonologist. Right. And he does these things. He's a very wonderful man. They do sacrifices to different demons with blood sacrifice. Now, pagans did that for their gods, for these idols, for the empty idols. Jesus felt that was not of God. Why do you need to sacrifice? That was never a thing. That just shows that people, they're learning from a human, but they're not learning from the divine source. The divine source never said to do. Moses, as a matter of fact, had said, do not sacrifice animals. But it is not written in your book that he ever said that, but he had said that several times. You think the first time with the golden cow was the first time he yelled. It was not the first time he ever yelled at these people. He couldn't teach them because it was so instilled, empty idols. But today, you humans as well, empty idols. The flags, your money, the government, everything of these things are an empty idol to us.
And just to add this too, and all the people were entranced and would have worshipped Jesus as a god, but Jesus said, I am your brother man, just come to show you the way to God. You shall not worship man. Praise God, the Holy One.
You are not supposed to worship another human being, even a star.
Why are we doing? Are we giving our power back to this earthly realm instead of giving our power to the spiritual realm? Is that part of what's going on?
Can you explain it better for me? I don't understand what you were saying.
Well, I was wondering, like, if we pray to an idol, a false idol, something here, I feel like we're giving it our energy. Is that part of the problem? We're giving our energy to something that can do nothing with it, when we should be giving our energy to a being that can do something with it?
No, this is a difficult question for me. I will answer the best I can, because the divine does not want to offend others and different ways of doing things. If you have an idol pertaining to the divine, then you are giving your energy to the divine. If you are Catholic, let us say, and they got beautiful altars and candles, and they dedicate it to Mary or Jesus, then that energy will go right to that. Let us say you are doing a ritual. Now let us say a pagan is doing a ritual to their particular energy. Well, that will give that energy to that particular energy. Got to remember, this is just really energy.
Right, so we're giving our energy.
You're giving your energy, but there will be protection that does come forth from these. I have seen when a pagan, for example, when they're talking about there are many, the summers, the solstice, and the winters, and they're talking about the different ones that come forth and help and assist. They do come. It's an energy of a protection. And yes, and the divine is all right with this thing, because it's all part of the divine. Think about that. It's all part of the divine. It is all part of the plan, so it is okay. Even when you are doing a ritual, let us say, to a demon, and I felt your energy drop, but please understand, she has done these things. She's not hurt. She contacted Loki's demon form. She's contacted Lucifer's demon form, and she's still here just to prove that it was okay. But there's different ways about that. You have to be very careful, but you have to be careful even if you are for the divine as well, because discernment comes forth. You can have many spirits that come forth acting, opposing as our Savior, but it is not. So you have to be very discernment. What does the energy feel like? And this will go for anything that you are worshiping. So because I do want to, there are so many different beautiful ways people do worship the divine, but it is through other ways. So when people say witchcraft is evil, it depends the route you're taking is a good or bad. It is a choice you're taking. There's not really a bad and there's not really good. It's just your intentions you're putting forth on anything. If you're causing harm to somebody, if it doesn't hit that person, it comes on them like 5 times or whatever fold comes back at them. So, but then the thing, doesn't that come back to you anyway? If you do something bad to somebody, doesn't that come back to you anyway? So paganism is really a nature, a beautiful nature. So there's so many different ways we can worship the divine that is not only in crosses. We can worship in other ways.
So that leads us to the next. Of course it does. Of course it does.
Of course it does.
So then we have the nations of the earth see God from different points of view. and so he does not seem the same to everyone.
No.
Man names the part of God he sees, and this to him is all of God. And every nation sees a part of God, and every nation has a name for God. You Brahmins, because he's talking with the Brahmic masters, you Brahmins call him Parabrahm. And Zeus is his name in Greece, Jehovah in Hebrew. But everywhere he is the causeless cause, the rootless root from which all things have grown. So we all have different perspectives of God.
You don't idolize nobody. You re-idolize here, the above, but even he does not want the idolization.
Right.
Humans feel like they got to follow, but that isn't. I was taught, you know why he chose me? You know why he chose me to do this? I never sat one time and I did not devote. When they said Enoch sat and he praised, I did not. I treated him like a brother. I treated it like a sister-brother energy, and I would talk to it as I'm talking to you. I never praised. I never said, help me and forgive me for all the bad I do, because I was accountable for my own, and I knew I was accountable for myself. So why is somebody else taking my sins when I'm accountable? That makes no sense to me. Why somebody could die for your sins? You're accountable for yourself. So he was to show other people that die believing what you believe in. Yeah. He believed in this so much to show everybody that if you believe something wholeheartedly, you should die for it. Yeah. To show that to other people. Don't be afraid to stand up for what you believe in and to die for it. And he was willing to do that. Yeah. But as well, the divine doesn't know how that feels. How does that feel, that pain of a human? Because when a human is coming to him and they say, I have, and all these other things have happened, he knows now how to help. Right. Before he didn't know how to help. But I always treated the divine, the source, as a brother or sister. As Jesus would say it, when his mom would need him and he would go, everybody's my mom, everybody's my dad, brothers and sisters. And that is how I treated the dad. And he understood, the divine understood, I got it. Right. I wasn't trying to follow. And everyday works, I just did good because I was accountable for myself. And if I did something bad or I considered bad, I would atone for it myself. Because there's no being can atone for myself. I have to atone for me. Right. And when he said that was one of the many secrets his masters did not pick up. He said, you are beyond, you understood what others have not got. They want to take the power, like a preacher wants to take this power upon them. Now they're God, and they're going to be now the congregation's my flock. Well, it's not your flock. You're not God. There's only one, and you're not really to follow. If I'm not trying to say don't, but do you understand what I'm saying?
I do. It should be a partnership, not a master-slave.
That is what he is feeling. It's like a master-slave. Right. And Jesus was here to show that that's not what the divine wanted.
He wants brotherhood.
He wants brotherhood because that is more loving, I would like to say, for all one. But
well, let's move on, because I have Jesus talking about meditation. And I think this is super important because I know a lot of people that think Eastern philosophy is nonsense and that you shouldn't meditate. But we see Jesus going to the top of the hills in silence a lot. So I wanted to talk about a couple of these things.
And he says if you were going to talk about that, talk about the methods of how he would do that and the reasons why. He said because they need to know the why he would do the meditation. Why would he go up there? And he says it is in there.
It probably is. I'll read it and then we'll see if I fill in the blanks. And Jesus said, there is a silence where the soul may meet its God, and there the fount of wisdom is, and all who enter are immersed in light and filled with wisdom, love, and power. When life's heavy load is pressing hard, it is far better to go out and seek a quiet place to pray and meditate. The silence is the kingdom of the soul, which is not seen by human eyes. When in silence, phantom forms may flit before the mind, but they are all subservient to the will. The master soul may speak, and they are gone. If you would find this silence of the soul, you must yourself prepare the way. None but the pure of the heart may enter here. And you must lay aside all tenseness of the mind, all business cares, all fears, all doubts, and troubled thoughts. Your human will must be absorbed by the divine. Then you will come into your consciousness of holiness.
Yes, exactly. And I'm not the great master, but when you meditate, and he wants me to demonstrate.
Okay.
A great master like that, and you notice I call him master, not as I'm a slave.
Right.
It's just a conversation, and he knows that is how.
Okay.
But he says when we do meditate, do they understand?
Okay.
And you can have your hands in however position. It does not matter. The mudras, if you are into the mood and all of, do whatever you're comfortable. But it's really silencing of the mind.
Right.
You're never going to silence your thoughts as a human because it's just all thoughts are not good or bad. Just let them go. There's a reason why you have them. You're human. You can't silence your thoughts. But when he would go up to the mountain, he would first. He says, he would ask, and his hands out, because you're asking for the divine. When you put your hands out, you're asking, you surrender. You're surrendering to the Holy Master. You're surrendering. And please, Divine Master, show me what I need to know for today. What is the secrets I need to know for today that will get me forth onto the rest of my day? How can I help your human man and sister? How can I help your fellow brothers and sisters today? How can I feed the poor, the hungry? How can I be of service to somebody else? And if I am not of service to somebody else, please bring it to my attention and let me understand my consequences for that. I will atone for my own energies. And all I'm asking from you is I'm asking for the divine to give me the answers to how to treat your fellow humans, your divine brothers and sisters. I want to be of service, even to the animals, to the bugs, to anything that comes my way. I will be of service. And I am humble I am humble. I am humbled at your feet, and I am humble. So let me know, what is it that you want me to know? And in the silence, I'm going to sit, oh adoring Master, I'm going to sit, and please just share your secrets to me. And what you would like me to know, what I'm ready for, that I can give the message and teach. If that is your will, that is what I will do. Thank you for listening to me, and I will sit here and you show me whatever that I need to know in your glorious light and beautiful light, Allah. That is what I say, sorry. That is what I say, Allah.
So, thanks for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it.
And this is Michelle. Yeah, I know. She seems so surprised. Michelle, it is you. And we're so glad you were here to join us on this. And we love doing this for you. We love doing this. This is like our heart. We love doing this.
I couldn't put it more beautifully. It is. Yes. It's like our heart.
This is our heart. When we do a video, it is our heart giving that to everybody. It's like a vibration we give to others.
It is.
And we learn right alongside all of you. We learn right alongside. Yeah. Well, I have to rewatch everything because I don't remember.
I remember some, but
I don't remember.
You don't remember any of it. You're not there.
No, I'm not there. So I don't remember. They just bring me back kind of like a kick. Yeah. And I just, hello. Yeah. But you can tell by her face, surprised. Michelle.
You know, I remember before we started doing this, we were talking to Spirit, like, what are we supposed to do? Because they were talking about, like, what we'd have to do in the future. And I was like, what do we have to do? And they're like, Angela, you stay in here and you say something. And they're like, Michelle will be over here and she won't say anything. And it's like, sounds boring and terrible. Like, who's gonna watch this stuff? And now I understand we were channeling. That's why you were standing there not saying anything.
That's how it was.
Because you were the vessel to channel.
That was the vessel, and you were the person to interpret. Yes. I watch these videos and I am amazed at the interaction between you and them. You click on it, and I was hearing Rokeya say, "I can't wait for you to watch the thing with Metatron." Yeah. So I'm not sure
this one's gonna be real good because it just flowed beautifully. Like, I'd have a clip of something that I wanted to read, and they'd be like, well, we're talking about, and then that would be the thing.
Is that what was going on?
Yes, over and over and over again.
Because I heard Lokeya said, you gotta watch this.
It's a good one.
Yes, but we love doing this. This is absolutely... From where we started to here, and to know we're here and doing lives, that's an honor. It's an honor to be here and helping.
Yeah, thanks for joining us and coming along all these journeys with us, because we never know what's going to happen.
But we never know, but we love the journey it's taken us and where it's going to be taking you and that. So
we love you, and we will see you in our next video.